Welcome to Business Banking and Beyond. Today I'm honored to host a visionary leader who has played a pivotal role in shaping the UAE's business landscape. I'm talking about His Excellency Ismail Al Naqi, Director General of Free Zone Authority of Ajman. How his leadership has positioned Ajman Free Zone as a powerhouse for global businesses, earning prestigious awards like Free Zone of the Year and recognition as one of the best places to work. For a government to receive awards and to thrive for such awards is in itself an achievement. His forward thinking approach continues to attract investors worldwide, making Ajman a hub for opportunity and innovation. In this episode, we'll explore the groundbreaking initiatives like one-click license, a game changer in the UAE landscape and around the world, because this is designed to seamlessly for entrepreneurs to get their license, visa and everything related to government. We will also discuss how Ajman Free Zone celebrate the partners through its excellent awards, fostering a thriving business community by awarding all the CSPs around UAE and the world. Also, how Ajman Free Zone goes beyond the Free Zone tag and provides unparalleled support for all the entrepreneurs. I am one such individual who arrived in UAE at 21 and built a journey of success just because the support of UAE's government and a great fostering environment for the entrepreneurs being provided by UAE government. As they say in the UAE, the sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning. So let's get started with a lot of motivation, strategic approach, everything from directly His Excellency Ismail Al Naqi. Today, I'm really glad to be at Ajman Free Zone, sitting with a visionary leader, His Excellency Ismail Naqi, Director General of Ajman Free Zone. First of all, thank you so much on behalf of every investor, every entrepreneur to join us on Business Banking and Beyond.
It's a true pleasure to receive you here in Ajman. Welcome to Ajman, welcome to the Free Zones Authority, and welcome to specifically Ajman Free Zone. It's a pleasure to have you with us here today to witness what we have and what we are offering to our business community.
Well, there are a lot of questions, a lot of stories as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, which I have personally and which we will be discussing towards the podcast. But before we dive into the details of how business setup works, how entrepreneurship works, how UAE works, I want to know about the story of His Excellency himself. How did it all started when you were young? How did you move into the leadership roles with Ajman?
Well, post my graduation from high school, I went to study abroad, and the destination that I chose was in Ireland, Dublin specifically, and I chose to study business and marketing due to my passion toward business and marketing and all the innovation. Post my graduation from the university, I joined EPCO and ENOC in Dubai. I was proudly the first UAE national site station manager. I've done that for 1 year, and then I was fortunate enough also to join the founding team of Dubai Intercity, which has revolutionized the concept of special economic zones and free zones within the United Arab Emirates and beyond. Gradually, I have been exposed to the industry due to my local and international exposure to the business. And specifically due to my business coverage in India, I got exposed to the outsourcing industry. So I proposed establishing the one of its kind free zone dedicated for the outsourcing industry. That was proposed to the management back then in 2004. We were blessed with the approval, and then in 2006, Dubai had the first ever outsourcing destination dedicated for the outsourcing business globally. It was developed as an ecosystem that is specialized for the outsourcing industry, and we've managed to get Emirates Airline, Mashraq Bank, Habib Bank Zurich, and more, so on and so forth. Post that, I became the managing director of operation in TCOM Group, And in 2014, I decided to venture into my own private business. I was involved in a bit of highly specialized engineering business. And then in 2019, I received an opportunity to join the government of Ajman to ride on this wave of transformation that this amazing city is going through. The characteristics of the city is just beyond phenomenal. And 3 years ago, I was requested to head the Free Zones Authority of Ajman, along with all of its subsidiaries, Ajman Free Zone, Ajman Media City, Al Zora Free Zone, China Mall, and Ajman Car Souk. So this is my CV compressed in 2 minutes, a journey of 25 years.
His Excellency, I'm sure there must be a lot of learnings during this phase. The country has grown to an extraordinary level around the world. Before I move on to the next part of it, I sincerely want to show my gratitude to you, which is today sitting with me as a visionary leader and towards the country as well. I want to share a little story about myself as well today. I was 21 years old when I landed to this country. This special country, I was maybe the youngest on my floor as well when I joined the bank. This country has given me a lot. And I want to show this gratitude to you and from everyone who's landed to UAE and from job till running our business has got so much from the country. And that brings me to the next question, that what entails, what is the culture which His Highness is building, which is in every UAE leader, that the hospitality, the leadership, the open armness, which brings so many of us, like me and many other entrepreneurs, to this country. What is that vision? What is that learning which is given to you?
Well, all of us in this country, we are inspired by the founding father of the country, the late President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. And Sheikh Zayed is a school that has taught everyone in this country and has established the pillars of the society. In one of his interviews, he said, "This is a country for all." So, and this is what you see in reality. It's a country that is home to over 200 nationalities. It's a country that is, you see the harmony and integration between different cultures. You see the peace and prosperity. And we're just building on this solid foundation that has been instilled by the founding father. And this is something that we carry on with us and we pass it on for the future generation. And if you ask me about the secret recipe of this country, it is precisely this recipe that has been instilled into the DNA of this society, that is today not being embraced only by the UAE national. It's been embraced by every local who is living here. And when I refer to local, I say everyone from the diversified societies that we have that contribute to this beautiful canvas of the United Arab Emirates.
So now I would like to know how Ajman in recent years has gone a transformable journey and what entails further for Ajman.
Well, the transformation journey of Ajman did not start recently, actually. It has started ever since the inception of the country. If we go back in history and we look at the city and the contribution of the city to the prosperity of the United Arab Emirates, it's tremendous. Ajman at a certain point of time used to be the pioneer in the textile industry in the United Arab Emirates and beyond. It used to be exporting to Europe and to the US and different parts of the world. Ajman has been pioneering the marine industry for years, and we have notable companies that are established from Ajman, and today they represent a global brand like Al Shaali Marines, Gulf Crafts. Ajman has been pioneering the education sector. The first private university in the United Arab Emirates was established in Ajman. Ajman has pioneered in the frozen food industry, for example. Over 25 to 30% of the frozen food business comes through the ports of Ajman. So if we look at the characteristics of Ajman, Ajman has been pioneering and ever since the inception. Now, these are fundamental success stories that we are leveraging on, and we're continuing this journey of success in Ajman. If we look at the city has amazing characteristics. It's a very small city. It's strategically located. It has a young leadership, and we've got the recipes of success. So if we go back to the 80s, the first free zone that was established in the Northern Emirates. Actually, the second free zone that was established in the United Arab Emirates was Ajman Free Zone, and it's the first free zone that was established in the Northern Emirates. So when you look at the initiatives of the city, it is just a resemblance of how the city is operating. We like to be in the pioneering front. We like to complement to the national agenda of the United Arab Emirates, and we integrate in a very homogeneous way with the overall initiatives of the United Arab Emirates. And this is just the beginning of the transformation. What's coming in the next 5 years in the Ajman 2030 vision is something more focused toward the core, which are the people of the city. Everything is curated, is designed to serve the purpose, the most important purpose, the people of any society.
His Excellency, if you just say this is tip of the iceberg, then I'm really glad that I'm in this country, that I'll be able to see some new miracles coming to the country, which makes me really know about the achievements which has come across in last few years, the exemplary achievements like Excellence Year Award. There was recently an Excellence Award as well. What was that? Can you shed some light on that as well?
You see, although we're a government entity, but we like to operate in a fashion that is being adopted in the private sector, to ensure that we speak the same language of our business community, to ensure that we serve them in the best possible way, and most importantly, to reward our partners. They say if you go alone, you go fast, but if you go together, you go far. The additional success of the Free Zones Authority and Ajman Free Zone specifically in the past couple of years is not only a reflection of the innovative and hard work of the team of Ajman Free Zones only. It is the true partnership that we have embodied in our business plan, extending our partnership with the private sector, who has contributed significantly to our growth and to acquiring this significant market share in the Northern Emirates that has added so much of value to our business community. Partnership is our key success word in the future. We'll continue our partnership with our channel partners, and those are the bloodline of our growth. And the only thing that we can do is to just give them a small token of appreciation by rewarding the best performers and encouraging who are lagging behind to catch up. And this was exactly what we tried to do. And we have selected the best 23 channel partners across different categories, and we have rewarded them based on their meritocracy, and we ensured that this momentum continues because their success is our success and vice versa.
I was luckily part of that event, and I really saw that Ajman Free Zone really took care of every partner very closely. And I think the partnership is not just level of business, it is being part of the journey with the channel partners. So on behalf of everyone out there, from entrepreneurs, from investors, now from the channel partner side as well, I would like to thank the whole Ajman team and especially you.
It's our mandate and it's our pleasure to serve the entire stakeholder that we have in the best possible way.
His Excellency, you mentioned one point. I would stay upon that again, that you bring in harmony between the business community, the private entity, and the government which you are running. I would say that we learn from you rather than the vice versa, which you mentioned about. We see government, how efficiently it is operating, how much supportive they are if we compare it to many other countries where we take that private entities are much faster, much operationally excellent. But in UAE, I would say, giving an example of Ajman, we learn from you from standpoint of technology, which we'll discuss in the later in the podcast, that how technologically advanced government is and the operational excellence, the hospitality, we learn from you. Next point, which I have seen in Ajman Free Zone, that as a private entity, it is very important for me to take care of our employees as well. For government, it is already there, but some of the awards which were so much important for privates is also you have embodied in the Ajman, which I'm talking about the best place to work. What made you choose to really put up yourself for this kind of award, and how it helps government to motivate itself?
Our aspiration is to become the best in what we do. And to be the best in what you do, you have to walk the talk. And this is from having the number one, the right team. Number two, the right products. Number three, the right place to stimulate that innovation. And I watched a movie one time and it says, I like to come to work to a nice place. So this is what I really try to transform this place to be. This is the message that I wanted every one of my employees to say when they wake up in the morning. I like to go to a work to a nice place. And that was the fundamental design principle that we have embraced in everything that we have done and the process of the transformation that we're doing here, be it in the look and feel of the place, be it, we look at it sincerely from the moment the employee parks till the moment the employee sits in his desk, the overall atmosphere, the type of the coffee that is served. So it's the whole experience and beyond. The activation of programs between the employees to ensure that we have that one spirit. Most importantly, embracing the latest possible technologies that adds value to the business and ensures that the employees are focusing what really matters. So the system is working for the employee and not the other way around. Often you see organizations become a victim of their own strategy that is translated in a very impractical way. The organization invest and government invest millions of dollars in systems that are really expensive to acquire and really expensive to maintain. But then the employees become slaves of the system rather than the system becoming an enabler for their success. Now, this is something that I have ensured that we always maintain to alleviate the stress that is wasted on something unnecessary and ensure that everyone adds a daily value to himself and to the place that he or she works for. Now, all of these achievements and all of these transformation were initiatives internally that was done in co-creation with the employees, as well as benchmark with global companies, specifically innovative global companies in this sphere, be it the Googles of the world, the Airbnbs of the world, IDEOs, and so on and so forth. Now, when we look at it, you need also a third party, a non-biased third party who will come and give you that true assessment. Now, when we are required to do such assessment, then we need to partner with the best in the world. And if we look at the Great Place to Work Institute, they are the most advanced organization globally who takes on this assessment. Unfortunately, all the investment that we have done, all the hard work that we have done, all the initiatives that we have translated into reality, reaped off the good benefits, and we secured the highest ranking in the Great Place to Work in the public sector in 2024-2025.
His Excellency, your words are motivation for us. That's what I can say. we thrive to become like you, the leaders who truly value the human, the investors, the entrepreneurs, and every species around the world, which comes to UAE or if it is any part of the world. Thank you so much for that. Next on, if I have to discuss and thrive upon the same thing which you mentioned about, it reminds me of His Highness. I always follow his books. I read almost all what he has written and I watch his interviews as well. So I think there is one interview which I remember of where he mentions that we want to be number one. Why my people should not get now? Why after 20 years? I remember this interviews with some BBC.
60 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, so where he mentions why not now? Why not number one? So I think that thrives. And that is not just for the business standpoint, it is for the people of UAE. So that vision really drives all of us. And there is one thing which you have achieved in that sector also, which is Free Zone of the Year. So what embodies that? What is that award and how it motivates you again?
I can proudly say that I'm a graduate of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed School. His Highness is an inspiration to everyone in this country and beyond. His achievements and his transformation did not have an impact only on the United Arab Emirates. His impact is beyond the United Arab Emirates. You see the transformation, the regional transformation is influenced by the success story of the United Arab Emirates. I remember when I started his journey, when I started my journey in Dubai Intercity, we used to benchmark with one of the countries without mentioning name. The aspiration was we want to become like that specific country. And we excelled, we worked hard, we achieved. 10 years later, that specific country came and did the benchmark with us because we reached where they are and beyond. Now it was about time for them to come and benchmark with us. Now, success does not come easy. Success requires a lot of hard work, trial and error, dedication, passion, believe and creed that you will succeed and you will achieve and you work hard. And there is the possibility of success and failure. It is always there. It is not always a rosy world or a vanilla implementation. Now, with the accumulation of the experience that I have and being in the business of the Free Zone for over 20 years, and the potential that this place had across different attributes, the position of the city, the aspiration of our leadership in the city, and the direction that I receive from my board of directors, it is all to be the best in what we do. Now, this was a huge mandate, but it was not a challenging task. I always tell my team, I have been handed a high quality ingredient and I was just asked to bake the cake. I had the best in class employees. I had the best technology system. I had the best location. I had the best product. Everything required a bit of revamp and facelift. And then the art of, mixing these ingredients together to give you that most amazing cake. So was it an easy task? No, it was not an easy task. For a very simple reason, as a country in general, with the 7 cities that we have 50 free zones. And all the free zones are exceptionally good. If you're competing in an environment where you have huge disparity, then it becomes easier. Now we are competing in an environment where everyone is really, really good. Now, this is where you need to persevere. You need to come up with that most amazing product. You need to come up with the most amazing experience. You need to have the most effective go-to-market approach, and you need to bang well. So we looked at it not from our point of view. We looked at everything that we have done from our client's point of view. We went through an amazing process. The first process is cementing certain guiding principle as our core for everything that we do. Number one is innovation. Innovation in everything that we do. We looked at the market. We studied the requirement of our clients, and we gave them the right product at the right value at the fastest possible way. Number two, setting up a company used to take few days, in certain cases few weeks, and in order to be the best, you need to design an experience that is very hard for anyone to replicate it. Number two, it has to exceed the expectation of our client. So we came up with this internal campaign. And this campaign, the idea of it is to become an internal culture. And this culture, we called it the one click.
I know about this a lot.
Exactly.
And this is your modesty that so easily you are able to give the credits to the team, but it is all leadership which we are following, and that has bring Ajman Free Zone to what levels it is. And before you add more into that, I know this single click campaign, and it's a true success where governments, after so much knocking of door by the investors, by the entrepreneurs, are not waking up around the world. I won't mention it, but yes, it's true. We all know it. There is a government which is working on single click, which I think is a patent of Amazon years back. And today we have government giving us license in single click. I really want to know about it for all the entrepreneurs outside.
Absolutely. The one click is just a revolutionary internal culture that basically aligns, number one, with the federal government and their zero bureaucracy initiative. But I wanted to come up with something that give guidance to my team. The dedication of the team to transform and to change things is there. It is just the compass that needs to be fixed in the right direction. And often, they say when you do your assessment to your employees, you need to put for them SMART objective. SMART is one of the M resembles measurable. So you could say you want to be the best, okay? But what does that mean? There has to be that scale that define and ease the compass of the team members. From there, the idea of the one click was launched. It is not only for setting up a company, it is across the board internally. We're a large organization. And the license, issuing the license in one click is the final outcome. There is an entire organization behind it that contributes to this success. So it was a vertically and horizontally integrated theme. If you set up a company, you set it up in one click. You renew a company in one click. You close a company in one click. You hire a person in one click. You buy something in one click. You buy a car in one click. So it is across the board. A one click is, you can say, it's an internal creed within the organization that everything needs to be done in one click. We used to renew, for example, just to give you things in perspective, renew a license used to take 22 steps just to renew your license. Now, how you re-engineer yourself completely, it's not about re-engineering, it's actually a transformation. And just for the entrepreneurs who are listening today, sometimes, you need to really start things from clean slate and turn the page and design everything from scratch. Because often, improving on what you have will not will limit your creativity and innovation. So internally, we had to go through this process. We had to just leave everything aside and redesign everything from the beginning.
Which is not easy.
Which is not easy because you're always, how do you disconnect from this legacy? So with time, with consistent, effective communication, you manage to get the team member outside of this box, okay, to enable them to embrace this new perspective.
To disrupt completely.
And that's the only way you can disrupt. Disruption is only about looking at things from completely different angle and only from outside the box. Whatever you try to do from within the box is an improvement. To be the best, we assess our competitors as well. Some of them, they issue a license in 3 days, some of them in 2 days, but we want it to be unbeatable. And the only way to be unbeatable is either not to issue a license, okay, or to issue a license while maintaining all the governance requirement, because we're highly integrated with multiple organizations internally, be it at the federal level, be it at the local level. So how do we exploit artificial intelligence? How do we adopt the best available agile system? How do we design the most effective operation? How do we move from a sequential workflow to a parallel workflow? So it's a completely different mindset. And then how do you harness all of this together to come up with that final outcome that leaves that impressive experience to our business clients? Now, this is the beginning of the journey. What's coming in the next 12 months is beyond expectation as well.
I'm sure, because I think UAE, again, the embodiment of His Highness complete vision is under every leader. His Excellency, what I see here is completely a different ball game altogether. When I again compare it to what His Highness says, that in this country, sky is not the limit, but sky is the starting. Always keeping that tallest dream on the table and then working hard for it is what the vision is of the UAE. And then again, it motivates all of us to really truly thrive for that particular goal and continuously working on that. So thank you for again giving us that technologically background as well. So it's not just overnight think. There is a lot of brainstorming, a lot of logical, moving on from a sequential, as you mentioned, to a parallel workflow, which is completely not possible for many governments to truly understand this, which you have implemented. That brings me to really a pride moment for all the entrepreneurs who are coming here, because as government is working ahead than us, then we can really have harmony together in this UAE landscape and to the world as well. That really brings me to a very important aspect where we will discuss little bit of what exactly Ajman offers in a very small level to the business, to the entrepreneurs as well. Like what is the support for startups and SMEs, which question we often get when we go for the events, webinar across the world. So what is that small efforts which we are doing for the startups as well?
Just to add to what you have mentioned earlier, I was attending the World Government Summit a couple of years ago, and there was a leader of one of the countries who was giving a speech. And he stood at the podium and he said, I just finished with meeting with Sheikh Mohammed. And I asked him a simple question. How did you manage to get all of those investors to the UAE? And then he said his answer was very simple. Sheikh Mohammed's answer was very simple. He said, your job is to make them make money. So the role of the government is really to create success story for the people. Our role is to pave the way for success. Ensure that whoever joins our business community, be it in Ajman or across the entire United Arab Emirates, is to thrive and to become successful. Another thing, I remember that was mentioned by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. He said, we have one policy. Whatever is good for business is good for UAE. So now when you have a government and when you have a leader across the entire entire United Arab Emirates, this is the mindset that they embrace. And this is what they cascade on to their leadership team. Then you have no choice but to, accelerate and succeed and push your limits and always strive to be the best in what you do. So sincerely, what across the entire United Arab Emirates, all what we look at, how can we pave the way for entrepreneurs, businesses, small and medium-sized startups, freelancers, multinational companies, to leverage on all of these capabilities of the United Arab Emirates and to succeed from here. Now, zooming back into Ajman, again, being a small city, our focus is mainly on freelancers and startups and entrepreneurs. I would call them the mainstream of the economy. We tried our ultimate best to, on a continuous basis, to ensure that we address their requirement in their best possible approach. From the product design, from the experience, from post-licensing, integrating them in our macroeconomical business community. We're a business community that houses over 20,000 licenses. We run continuous events and webinars between our business community. In certain cases are focused, industry focused, in certain cases are generic, to ensure that this acceleration process of the new member who joins our business community can cope up with the changes that are happening in the country, and they can learn from their peers in the industry. But most importantly, what we try to say that every business and every entrepreneur has to ensure that they understand the business model of the United Arab Emirates. The business model of the United Arab Emirates, we are the gateway for businesses to use the United Arab Emirates as a stepping stone for the region, not only to focus on the business that is there within the United Arab Emirates, because being located where we are, we're surrounded by a region that is emerging region, a region that has a young population, a region that is possibly the fastest growing globally, a region that is their adaptability to new trends and new emerging industries is very high. So this gives this exposure to our entrepreneurs. That's number one. Number two, if we've got the perfect location. Number two, you've got the perfect government, of course. Number three, connectivity. You have over 100 lines, shipping lines that lands in UAE ports, over 150 airlines that lands in the United Arab Emirates airports. We're the most connected country globally. People from the region enjoy coming to do business in the United Arab Emirates. So all of these key factors to success are there to be leveraged on and exploited. If you look at the United Arab Emirates, it is one of the most active countries in the MICE industry, in the events and exhibitions.
Yes.
So these are important business opportunities for businesses to collaborate with local and international. So you don't have to travel abroad. Everyone comes here, and it is only the initiatives that the businesses have to take. Focusing only on the business that is stemming from the United Arab Emirates might be challenging, because it's a very competitive market, and it is not advisable to only look here. You need to broaden your horizon. So my advice to the entrepreneurs, you've got the opportunity to be in the right place at the right time, but the strategy has to be really right in order for them to leverage on all of this potential.
Basically, I was completely able to understand that for a startup, there is everything which Ajman is providing. As a startup, you need the fastest registration. Then you need a great support in terms of the overall process. Then you need advisors, which you are getting from His Excellency himself and the team of Ajman. Then comes the most important aspect of getting the first few customers and then getting exposure to a more diversified world that you cannot get better than UAE from Ajman itself. And then a lot of business networking events, a lot of community building things are happening across the UAE and in Ajman as well. And then when I do my videos as well, I always mention that when we are building a business in UAE, it's not just for UAE. The world is our market. And that's what I think embodies in what you have just stated across. And that would be the startups go forward. Even if you want to build in UAE, I think we have seen in last past few years, we have unicorns such like Kareem and Noon being built for billion-dollar companies, and then we see that is locally, but then again they are building for nearby region market as well, which are the emerging markets. So the scope for the startups is huge. That brings me to one important aspect for the startups as well. There are a lot of packages which are there across the world. I would not say UAE, but Ajman has packages which are clear, transparent, no hidden fees. What is there written will be followed. So the packages are very clear, be it zero visa, one visa. I will not go into that detail. Everybody knows about it. But there is one intriguing factor which always motivates an entrepreneur to go with Ajman is a lifetime visa as well. What brings that particular strategy into life, and what is that exactly?
This is you're talking about product design and product innovation. There has been a tedious process that has gone into this. These products has been co-created with our channel partners, with our business community to understand their requirement from all dimensions. And then what is most important, we reflected our corporate values when it comes to the product design. You often hear the word all-inclusive, but unfortunately, you get faced with hidden charges. I remember in the brainstorming session, I had my CFO sitting with me, and I told them, we are going to offer all-inclusive packages. Make sure that you cover all our costs. In the event that I receive a complaint that a client has been asked for an additional 1 dirham, it's going to be covered internally. So this is something that was taken sincerely, and I'm not going to claim this, but we are one of the few when we say that it is all-inclusive, it is indeed all-inclusive. Our corporate values are very simple: integrity and transparency. We ensure that these values are reflected in our product design. Number 2, versatility. We wanted to cover the needs of all the businesses. There are freelancers who wants to join your community. There are people who just want to do the business license. There is a 1 visa package, okay, 2 visa, 3 visa, 4, 5, up to 10. Okay, there is the offshore, there is the family offices. So we covered all the product range that is required by the product within the product spectrum that we offer, to ensure that all the requirement of our clients are fulfilled, because we don't want to take a no for an answer. We will address every need, and if it does not exist, I told, I remember in one of the discussions, I told my guest, if you can think of it, we will design it. As simple as that. If you can think of something that is not there, we will design it for you. We will not design it for you next week. We will design it for you today. And how do we achieve that? Because we have built that robust system that can help us to launch a product in just a click of a button. So this is when we talk about one click, it's across the board. Even within our product rollout strategy. Looking at the diversified offering of the United Arab Emirates and the launch of the golden visas and the green visas, and the requirement that they were there from the relevant government bodies, it was not the eligibility were limited for if you meet the certain criteria. But then that actually unleashed the creativity for us to think of to go even beyond creativity in our product design and beyond innovation. How do we build that everlasting relationship, ensuring that we have this everlasting relationship with our clients? And this is where we came up with the lifetime visa package, where we ensure that we have that everlasting relationship with our clients. One of the actually good, when I did the assessment here, the average tenure of the relationship between the Free Zone and its clients is over 10 years. And this is beyond the industry standard. So I'm very proud of these achievements of what we have. And these are, again, pillars that we can build on top of them. Solid structure that will ensure that we continue to pass on this innovation and value to our clients.
I believe that lifetime visa is not just, again, I didn't knew the whole story behind it, and the way you designed it, it gives a lot of confidence, a lot of trust and connection between the Free Zone and the investors when you're saying that you're getting lifetime visa. Now, when you're building connection for ages, for the generations to come, there is one thing which I might be wrong and I would like to learn from you. There are a lot of governments around the world, and when we speak about taxation, a lot of time governments, because of their inefficiencies, a lot of bureaucracy, not technologically fast, many aspects, the taxes around the world gets higher. And it is not because they want to give a great infrastructure to the people of the country, it is because of the inefficiencies. We have seen in US as well, the building of that government board, which is being run by Elon Musk, the efficient department, what he's calling. When it comes to UAE, the taxation is fairly the lowest around the world. So if I have to discuss it, that corporate tax, which is at 9%, which is lowest around the world. When we speak about VAT, which is lowest around the world by far, and then we don't have a lot of taxes which exist around the world. What is the vision of the country when it comes to taxation in UAE?
When you talk about taxation and you look at taxation globally, you see a lot of countries globally are as creative as we are when we create products. They are creative when it comes to creating taxes. But taxation here is very simple and straightforward. And actually, this taxation, again, to protect the companies, to ensure that they maintain to pay the lowest number possible, and to continue to add value to them in the future. As you have rightly mentioned, today we have the value added tax at 5%, and then you have the corporate tax at 9%. But Ajman Free Zone, fortunately, it is one of the designated free zones within the United Arab Emirates. And being a designated by an order from by a resolution from the cabinet, gives us this edge that companies who are operating from here and conducting business internationally are exempted from corporate tax. So this is an additional advantage that are limited not to all the free zones. These are one of the unique selling proposition of Ajman Free Zone, to be added to the overall value proposition that we're offering to our business community, from giving 100% ownership, 100% capital repatriation without restriction, getting all their services from a one-stop shop clearance, getting their business done in one click, ensuring that they have the latest and the best infrastructure, having the most amazing co-working space, So having the designated zone is the cherry on the cake. That adds significant value to our business. Don't forget that we attract a lot of businesses internationally who like to use Ajman as their headquarter to conduct their businesses from here, but they don't service the local market; they service the international market. So it's an amazing structure for their business. The foresight for the taxation in the future is very healthy. And I often get this question: do you envisage any increase or introduction of any new taxation? And I always refer to what has been mentioned by the Ministry of Finance, that there is no study or there is no assessment of any increase or any introduction of any new taxation in the near future. So all of these are comforting messages for businesses to ensure that they focus on their business and that have that peace of mind and they continue to grow to add value to their business.
So I might be wrong in that sense, but I would give my message out as a business owner from the side of all the business owners we meet across the world and India. We are very comfortable in terms of taxation because we believe it adds a credibility. When the VAT was introduced in 2018, it added a value to a lot of businesses and it helped us getting lending funding as well from the banks. After the launch of corporate tax also, a lot of credibility has been added to the businesses. If we are making as a lot of profitability, maybe 100% margins, 200% margins, giving out 5 to 9% of that to adding value to the country, I believe that is what our share to the nation. And we are already having a lot of gratitude to given us the chance to be part of this thriving economy. Moving on to that, because you mentioned about designated free zone, as Director General of Ajman Free Zone, which is a special economic zone, there are a lot of countries who are trying to build special economic zones. They try, they fail. When it comes to building, starting a special economic zone, what are the challenges which you face internationally and locally?
Well, the challenges of building a special economic zone, it's like you're developing a TV series similar to the one we often used to see from the Mexican ones. 500 episodes, never-ending challenges. The challenges are significant, starting from getting the right decree in place, securing the right land, having the right location, creating the right value proposition, create that specific unique selling proposition that differentiates you from others. There are over 5,000 special economic zones globally. How do you outshine among all of those competitors that are there globally? How do you, although we're government, but we operate like a company. We have our own set of challenges. The challenges that we have is similar to any challenge that any organization has, be it for the market dynamics, be it the regulatory framework, be it the geopolitical situation, be it the employees issues, be it the business demand, the global disruption. So you have to deal with all of these, challenges. And most importantly, you need to create that specific need for the clients to be part of your community. It's creating the need for them to join you. Why should I come to you not to go to the next country or to the next city or to the next continent? The global market share is a fixed global market share. Then everyone is trying to take a part of that global market share. Now, from one perspective, it's very challenging. From the other perspective, it's very healthy because it keeps us on our toes to ensure that we continuously embrace innovation to be able to secure our positioning. So the set of challenges, going back to them, they're huge and they're significant. And I remember I was speaking at one of the events and they said, what are the recipes of success for entrepreneurs? And these recipes of success for entrepreneurs, I'll give them to whoever want to set up a free zone. You have to be persistent, determined, consistent. You have to be ruthless as well. At the same time, you have to have empathy. Only then when you have these characteristics, then you can persevere. And whatever you do or you intend to do. But now with this evolution of all the free zones and special economic zones, I think the one key advice I will give any country or any region who wants to embark on this journey of launching a special economic zone, a very simple advice: specialization. They need to specialize on specific industry. And to be able, because now it's all about creating ecosystem. Specialization in special industry enables you to be focused and to build the right ecosystem. Only then you can call yourself you are in the business of value creation, because you have to create a value to be passed on to your business community member in order to contribute to his success. It's not about a building or a license or helping opening a bank account. It is that moment when you have that pride, you say, I am a member of Ajman Free Zone, and that does not come easy.
I mean, in such a short, you're able to explain that holding that license gives you pride, just like we hold the visa from Dubai when we move across the world. When we tell that we have company in UAE, that gives me a lot of pride. And the same, if your advice would be to any country or continent, that if you want to build a special economic zone, make sure that you specialize, make sure that you give your community members, your business members, that pride of being part of your thriving economy, your special free zone.
Absolutely.
So I'm going today with a lot of learnings which I have got in 10 years, and today in just 60 minutes, which I have learned so much. I'm sure all the viewers, all the entrepreneurs, business, foreign investors will be able to gauge a lot of learnings from this. Now I'll let you go with just a small rapid fire. So I'll throw some questions and I'll be expecting answers in a very fast manner.
Sure.
So the first would be, are you an early bird or a night owl?
An early bird.
One book which every entrepreneur should read.
The Execution Master.
If you could have dinner with any business leader around the world, who would it be?
Sheikh Mohammed.
Your favorite way to unwind after a business day?
Go for a walk.
What describes Ajman in one word?
The boutique city.
My God, lot of learnings. Thank you for giving us a time. This was an amazing interview. A lot of learnings for me, and I have never seen such a great visionary leader sitting across with me. This gives me a lot of moment for the life to come forward.
You're most welcome. I really enjoyed this discussion with you, and I look forward for a future collaboration.
Thank you so much, Dee.
Thank you.